Good morning. Kind of a blustery morning out here on my patio. Kind of cold, kind of windy. But today we're going to talk about how to pan for gold. I get a lot of requests for this on my website. People just don't know how to get started, and it's really, really simple. And everybody probably develops their own technique, I think, because I've seen a lot of people do it, and everybody does it differently. And my technique's not like anyone else's I've seen, so it's not rocket science. It's really easy to do. Gold pan's really easy to work. This is the kind of pan I like. Not too big, because your arms get really tired holding a heavy pan after a while. And this one has the riffles built into the side, which really helps trap the gold. It has two sets of riffles. I don't really use the small ones too much, except when I'm cleaning up black sand. We'll talk more about that later. But and just about any kind of gold pan will work. I've used dozens of different kinds, and they all work pretty well, with or without riffles, with riffles on two sides, big ones, little ones, deep ones, shallow ones. They all work. You just got to learn the technique. And I'm going to show you how it's done. I got some crushed gold ore I'm going to fill the pan up with. Since I'm not out on the creek today. And I don't like to fill my pan up too much. You can put in a little more than this. But again, you get tired. And it takes a long time to pan down a full pan. So I don't like to fill it up too much. And then what you need some water that's deep enough to submerge your pan in. I got a little tub of water here. But I'm here out on the creek just to find an area where it's deep enough to submerge your pan in. It doesn't have a lot of current that's going to, try to rip your pan out of your hand or wash all the stuff out of it. It's got to be pretty slow moving or still water. Put your pan in there, get it submerged, and just start agitating the material in the pan. You can even get your hand in there and sort of break up the clumps and the lumps and the dirt clods. Gold likes to hide in hard little clods of clay and dirt. So break it all up, get it under, get it all agitated, and this agitation starts to liquefy the material, so it acts like a liquid, and then it allows the heavier bits to settle to the bottom, and the lighter stuff comes up to the top. So that's how you can pan the gold out of it, by that separation method. So get it good and agitated. Now, one thing you don't ever want to do is you don't ever want to pour the material out of the pan. Now here I'm just pouring off the water. But you can see here's the material in here. It's all separate. You don't ever want to pour material out of the pan. You'll lose gold. What you want to do is you want to have the water wash the material off. So get it good and agitated, and then just have the water wash the top layer of the material off, just like that. See, I'm not pouring it out. The water's washing it away. And then you stop after you do that a couple times and you agitate it some more. What you want to do is you want to get the gold to settle to the bottom with this agitation so that you're only taking off worthless stuff on the top. And then wash some more stuff off. Now the mistake a lot of beginners make is they'll wash a little stuff out of their pan and then they'll start pawing around in here looking for the gold while they still got most of the material in the pan. And they'll waste a lot of time doing that, and you won't find any gold. I guarantee you, even if there's a lot of gold in your pan, you won't find any of it until you get rid of 99% or more of the material in your pan. Because if you're doing it right, it's way down in the bottom. If you're doing it wrong, it's all mixed in with the stuff. Either way, you'll never find it. So don't waste time doing that. Just keep up your process of agitating and then washing like this. And I'm washing it across the riffles. Those riffles will do a good job of catching any gold that's not to the bottom yet. But now, if you can see here, the way I'm holding the pan, I've got it tilted like this. I want the gold to fall to the lowest part of the pan in front of the riffles. I want it to get caught down here in this rim, right down here, which is the lowest part over here, right in front of the riffles. So agitate it like this, and then wash. And just keep that up. You'll be slow at first, everybody is, but you'll get more and more proficient at it. Don't be too afraid that you're going to lose gold out of your pan. If you're doing it right, it's all going to be stuck down at the bottom of the pan and you won't lose any. But if you're too worried about it in the beginning, what you can do is you can sink another pan to the bottom of your water and you can pan into it, so the second pan can catch all the stuff you're panning out of your first pan. So if you lose anything, you can always pan out that other material. In fact, you can do that over and over again until you're sure you got all the gold. Here I'm panning into a tub, so I'm not going to lose anything. I can always repan the stuff in the bottom of the tub. But I'm pretty confident I'm not going to lose anything. Just agitate, wash, stop, and agitate, and just repeat until you get rid of almost all the material in the pan. If you start to see any gold peeking out, stop immediately and re-agitate. You want to make sure that gold stays at the bottom. So wash, stop, agitate, wash some more, and just keep this up. That's it. Like I said, you'll get really quick at this over time. Practice. Like anything else. With practice, you get proficient. You develop your own technique. You know, like I said before, everybody seems to have their own technique. Some people rock the pan side to side. Other people swirl it around. Yeah, I just sort of shake it like this to agitate it and then wash it off. Works pretty good for me. You'll find a technique that works for you. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Not much material left, so I'm going a little slower, not being as aggressive with it. I know there's gold in there. I don't want to wash it out of my pan. I'm not seeing it yet, but I know it's there. So I'm going a little slower, a little easier. Got some black sand there. This is crushed ore, so it doesn't have a lot of black sand, unlike placer deposits in rivers, which are just loaded with it. So that's going to make it a little easier to get the gold out, the lack of black sand. I start to see some gold now. Yep, it's there. It's there. Okay, there's not much left in the pan, just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl the material around, sort of separate it, and there's the gold. After you swirl the material around to kind of separate it a little bit in the pan, there's the gold. What I like to do is I like to just take my finger and move it on out here away from the black sand, get it as clean as possible. This is a pretty big chunky gold right here because this is crushed ore. A lot of times you're out on the stream and you're just getting fine floury gold, which is a little harder to separate like this. There's other techniques. Next time I'm out on the stream and finding that kind of floury gold, I'll do another video. It's a lot more convenient here at home because I don't have a crew. So I have to do everything myself. So it's a little more convenient here at home than out in the wilderness. I have to take my equipment with me. But anyway, once you get the gold separated, you just take your snuffer bottle, squeeze some water out, get a vacuum, and then just start sucking the gold up into the snuffer bottle. Oh, that's a pretty big piece. I don't know if it's going to go in. I guess it did. And then just suck the rest of it up. Getting quite a bit of gold there in the bottom of the old snuffer bottle. That's a fair amount for just a few minutes work while I've been making this video. Well, here's all the gold I collected just while I was making this video. I dumped my snuffer bottle out into this black pan where the gold's a little easier to see. Wow, that's a fair amount just for a few minutes work. Damn, I love this hobby. Well, that's all there is to gold panning. I wish you a lot of good luck out there on the stream, and may the bottom of your pan always be golden. Have a good one. Hope you learned something.